What up, Big Cheds? This is episode 40 of the Twitter Spaces series, Ask Me Anything. I'm uploading them to the YouTube channel at Cheds Trading. Check out that playlist. Check out my books on Amazon, Trading Wisdom, Trading Quotes. And anyway, that's about it. Let's get this rolling. Here we go. Hang in there, folks. We're just going to try to fill up the room a little bit before we get started. So hang in there. Just as a reminder, you can join the conversation. Hit that button to request to speak. I've done spaces. This is like my sixth one this week. So, I'm not going to run any longer than it needs to. It's going to be as long as you folks want to talk. So if you like the conversation, you want it to be a good one today, you'll have to just step up and ask questions. Noah, just hang on there for a minute while I fill up the room. So just give me a second, folks. I'm going to fill up the room and then I'll do my usual spiel and then we'll jump right into it. All right, we're starting to fill it up. It's Sunday. Appreciate you hanging out here with me. I'm Big Cheds on Twitter. You probably already follow me. If you don't, check it out. Academic observations about price, trading psychology, risk management, classical charting, Japanese candlesticks. You really want to take advantage of my YouTube channel, something I'm really proud of. May not be super active, although I've been really active this week. I've put out about 8 videos this week. Go to Cheds Trading on YouTube. Check out the playlists. Start with the Twitter Spaces playlist. There's 30 or so already uploaded conversations you can listen to if you're a new trader. It's a great resource. Check out the masterclass playlist that will teach you the basics of candlestick analysis, classical charting. Check out the free version of my best-selling book, Trading Wisdom. The book's on Amazon. Trading Wisdom, also Trading Quotes, is on Amazon. But you can get a third of Trading Wisdom for free on my YouTube channel in that playlist. Why are we so active, Cheds? Why are you so active this week? Bitcoin Live's been around 5 years. I'm a founding analyst, and I do a twice-a-week full market report. It's a wonderful team. Really proud of it. Proud of the work we do. Just honored to be associated with everybody who works, at Bitcoin Live. We have a 5-year anniversary sale. It's kind of absurd, especially if you're someone who actually, really it digs the education. Someone who really wants to learn. You can sign up for the first 3 months for $27. I mean, it's normally like $100 a month, and even that is it's an incredibly great discount for the value you get. So check that out. There's plenty of free reports you can look at to get a sense of what we do. But for $27, I mean, come on. So check out the link on my YouTube, on my Twitter page, and all that stuff. So that's what we're doing. We're celebrating the 5-year anniversary. Bitcoin Live. We'll probably get a bunch of members here today. So this is Ask Me Anything. Bitcoin Ask Me Anything. I'm not just going to talk to myself. I need you to step up and ask questions. There's a button in the bottom left corner. I'm going to wait until we get at least one more person who wants to talk, and then we will start the conversation. So hit that button in the bottom left. And all right, now we got 2. We'll start out there. Cliff, what's going on, Cliff? Nice to see you back with us.
Yeah, hey Chad. Thanks for letting me speak. Can you hear me?
Sure. Yeah. What's hanging,
Yeah,
man?
sweet. Yeah, so basically, I got a question regarding bankroll management and trading.
Yeah.
So, let's say if somebody has, just for the sake of an easy number, like 10K bankroll, and he wants to start trading.
Yeah.
So, I think I heard somewhere or read somewhere that the position shouldn't be more than, for a single trade, more than, let's say, 0.5% of your bankroll. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. It's a little low. I mean, you definitely wouldn't. It depends, on like your swing trading or versus like quick in and out and how risky your selection is. But I mean, certainly no more than 5%. That's like a very high cap. You think about like poker traders, and there's bankroll management. It's a very common theme between like a poker player, and like a trader. And I'm writing a book on that. And so like a multi-table tournament player is never going to put usually more than maybe 1% of their bankroll on like, one of these multi-table tournaments, because there's just so much variance, and it doesn't matter how good you are, you can get unlucky. And same thing with trading, more or less.
Yeah,
If you're keeping it that low, that's good, because you need experience, and you'll get experience when you keep it that low.
yeah, I'm actually not, but yeah, my question was basically when you do this, how is it going to make any significant change even over time to your portfolio? Because let's say 1% out of 10,000, that's like 100, and if you're taking a trade
Yep.
that will go up, I don't know, 5-10%, 5-10%
Hmm.
out of the 100 is like $5 or $10. So how will this
Yeah.
affect you in any meaningful way if you want to, build your bankroll?
Well, once you get really good, you'll do just fine. The point is to start out and build up muscle memory. And especially as a new trader, the whole point is like you're going to have to survive a series of mistakes that you'll inevitably make. And in order to survive that learning process, you have to properly manage your risk. So, if you're doing really well with those smaller position sizes, then you can incrementally increase it, right? The reason for managing your bankroll in such a way is that it's going to give you, like I said, it's going to allow you to survive your mistakes.
So you would say the first
You
few
know,
years is just staying alive basically and getting experience
absolutely.
compared to making
Yeah,
profit.
that's what it's all about. Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you for the answer.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. That's my opinion on that. What else? Anything else?
That's it for now. Maybe I'll come up with something else later on. I'll keep listening.
All right, man.
All
Thanks for
right.
stepping up
See you
again.
later,
Good to
Chad.
talk to you
Thank
again.
you.
All right. Peace out, man. All right. Up only, man. Nice to see you again.
Hey, Cheds, what's up?
How you doing?
Pretty good. I mean, you've been holding spaces for pretty much every day this week. I just kept
I know.
missing it, like, because I was at work, and then after I get off, I was like, whoa, you had a spaces today again, you know?
It's a bit of a grind, man, honestly. But I like talking to people. The worst part, though, is like begging people to talk. Like, listen, like I like talking. I like spaces if there was always people who wanted to ask questions and I could just go through it. Like, that's the best part. But sitting here like trying to convince people to like hit the button, that's kind of annoying, to be honest. But like I like talking to people. So but I've done like 6 this week. It's Bitcoin live sale. I'll do one more tomorrow, and then I'm going fishing. I'm gonna go on vacation and kind of just chill out. So that's my strategy.
Nice, nice. And I don't know if you want to dox your location, but do you mind sharing where you're gonna go fishing? Are you like in the
New England
southern
lakes,
floor?
freshwater lakes in New England.
Oh, New England. Okay. Okay. That sounds fun. Yeah, I couldn't keep up with all the content because spaces are like hour long, right? And then you're
Yeah,
opening it every day. It's like, oh wait, I can't keep up with
it's
the
a lot of stuff,
content.
dude. How about making the content? That takes a lot of time too. I mean, not just absorbing it. I did YouTube last
Yeah,
night for 30 minutes. That was a
yeah, I
really good
saw
show
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus you did a Bitcoin live on Wednesday, and
I'll do
like I
Bitcoin
was
Live,
like,
and I'll do one tonight. Bitcoin Live tonight too.
exactly, wow. So I was like, well, I can't keep up. Like, it's a lot. But
It is a lot. It is a lot. But here's the point. Like, and you make a great point. It's a good topic. Like, if you look at my YouTube channel, there's a great library for people who really want to take advantage, because there's times when you want to
mhm,
dig in and you want to binge.
right,
And so I may not be active for a couple weeks, or even who knows, but there's still great content I can point to people to. So I don't have to be tweeting every day or doing YouTube every day. I mean, there's just an unbelievable amount of timeless alpha on my YouTube channel. And that's
mhm.
been my goal, is to build up that library of material.
Nice, nice. Yeah, definitely. And sometimes there's not much going on. Just like now, I mean,
There's not a lot
Bitcoin
going
and
on. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ethereum kind of. Yeah, I mean, there's. I mean, I'm more of a. You probably know. I'm more of a long term like swing traders.
Yeah.
Like I look at like weekly candles and monthly. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I mean, I don't want to like, try to get chopped around and lose my money. I don't really want to do that, especially in kind of, I feel like we're still kind of in the beginning stage of the bull market after we had that 1 year, downturn last year. So
Yeah.
I don't want to, go broke right now,
Smart. No, that's smart. And
Yeah.
you know the generally what I coach and I trade and I talk about is playing just the major levels. If you kind of get, it's like if you're it's like
Mm,
play select again with poker, like hand selection. You don't just play every like ace 7 offsuit. You don't just play like 6-10 suited. You have to wait for good hands. And so
mm,
that's like with trading, you want to wait for price interaction with a key level, major levels, and then avoid the minor levels, avoid the kind of chop in the
right.
middle,
Right.
and that will keep your powder dry, for when real opportunity comes around.
Right. And that also, I took 10% profit recently on my portfolio. Uh,
Hmm.
so feel pretty good about that. I know,
Ooh,
it's always like you have that
good.
FOMO, oh, price is going to keep on going up. But
Yeah.
then, like, you have to, uh, like, 10% is not going to hurt my overall profitability, but
Hmm.
still, it would give me this kind of a more of a emotional stability where,
Yes.
like, I know that, I, I'm not going to regret if price go down, So that was
You
kind of like my percentage allocation.
you got to pay. There's a couple things, and it's another great topic. You got to pay yourself for a good idea. Like if you're
Mm,
patient enough to identify price, like giving you something to work with, and you make a nice trade. Like if you don't take some profit, like you're not gonna. It's like Pavlovian. With psychology, it's like stimulus and reward. You have to reward
right.
yourself for a good idea. So that's number one. Number two, every time you take profit or you trim a losing position, now every decision's easier because it's a smaller percentage
Exactly.
of your risk asset. So that's good job. Good job by you.
Thanks.
All right, brother,
Yeah. One more question, Chad, if
go
you
for it.
don't mind. It's
No,
more of
go ahead.
a life advice.
Yeah, I'm
So
happy to
I'm
try.
turning. Yeah, I know you're. I think you're in mid 30s, right? Or late
What's that?
30s.
Yeah, I'm
I think
about
you were
there.
in.
Yeah, about there. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm turning 30 in 2 months.
Wow, young man.
Yeah, so yeah, a little bit younger. Younger side of people, I guess. But
Hmm.
I feel like it's kind of like hitting me where I'm like, oh shit, I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Bro, I
Like
felt
that
so
number.
old at 30. I felt so old at 30. But like, man, your body's still good. It still recovers. Like I try to
Yeah.
go out. I try to go out now. I can't like stay up past like 10 o'clock. Like when I was in my younger, I'd be clubbing all night. I'd be doing like whatever. Like, man, I just can't even stay up at night. So it's crazy.
Yeah. So I guess, I finished my school, I'm working, and I paid my student loans, uh, investing here and there, including crypto. I guess,
Good.
like, do you have any advice for me as someone who's
Yes.
in mid 30s or late 40s? Because I feel like you dealt with. I know your story. You dealt with your cancer. You have your wife, which
Yeah.
I haven't dealt with those. I'm just a guy who grew up in Chicago, and
Couple
I'm
things.
living in
Couple
Texas
things.
now. So
It's a
just
couple
general,
things.
yeah.
It's a couple things, and just like I love you're asking this. So I think it's a good idea to challenge yourself and put yourself in uncomfortable positions. Like
Mm,
learn something new. Like that's number one because like you never really know how you're going to respond or how you'll grow from it. So I've like I took up martial arts like about a year ago, and it was like I would never thought I would
ooh,
do it this late in life, but like I'm loving it. I'm all about it now. Twice a week, like practice at home, and it's just fitness. So like, and I'm taking classes, I'm doing all sorts of stuff. So like, challenge yourself is number one. Like, put yourself in uncomfortable positions to see how you respond. Number two,
mhm,
like, well, maybe I'll do three. Second thing is you have to balance. You have to balance like live for today, like it's all about today, but also planning for the future. So like that's the tough one.
yeah,
But you know, enjoy today. Like today, it's wonderful. And so don't stress about where you want to be and you're not there yet, or think about what you might have done in the past. Like today's great, and so kind of just do what you can to kind of with moderation enjoy yourself while you're saving. And the third one is that like people are what life is all about. And I've always found like if I'm in a funk or if I'm on a certain track, like when I, like either like a new friend, a new relationship, just going somewhere, being around people, that will introduce like this like uncertainty element. They'll introduce this kind of a catalyst, so people can be a wonderful catalyst. So find ways to be catalyzed by people.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a saying in business, like general saying, like human resource people are the most important asset, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I studied
awesome.
psychology. I think about it that way. I'm actually writing a book called Life Wisdom. So if you wait like 5 years, I'll have it for you. It's like 50 lessons. It's like 50 lessons every person should know. Like one of them is like, when you hate someone, you're giving them power. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
living rent free in their head.
Yeah, and just also you're giving them you're giving them a lot of power. It's just, I mean, I dive into it, but look, we'll talk more later. It's really great to hear from you, man. All right.
All right, thanks, Chaz. I'll
Peace
let
out, brother.
other people speak. Thanks.
Yeah, be good, man. Keep grinding. Thank you. All right, Basil. Thanks for being patient. Basil Green.
Hey, Cheds, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. What's new with you?
Greetings from Africa. I'm
Oh,
living in Africa.
well, how are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, a lot of grind. Eh? It's a grind here.
Yes.
It's a tough life in Africa.
Mm.
I'm born and bred here.
Okay. What, South Africa?
My ancestors are from South Africa, but I was born in Zimbabwe.
I was gonna say Zimbabwe. I don't know why.
I'm living and working in Zambia because Zimbabwe's gone to the dogs.
So what's like, what is it like there? Like, what's your, tell me more about that.
Well, I'm farming in Zambia. I'm a farmer by trade. I got a degree in agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a big upheaval in Zimbabwe in the year 2000 when
Mabute, or
our
what's the guy's name?
President
Mabute.
Mugabe.
Mugabe, yeah.
Yeah, he kicked us off our farms and redistributed.
Oh, I remember
the
that.
land.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then the country went into free fall, and we ended up having the biggest banknote in the history of mankind, $100 trillion.
My goodness.
Yeah, so I became a collector of 100 trillion notes.
Man.
They became quite a collector's item.
So what you're doing, you're farming commercially or just to live, or how are you, like, what's that?
Yeah, commercial farming in Zambia, yeah. So I actually sold some of my 100 trillion notes and invested in crypto. So it was from one collector's item to another collector's item.
What did you buy? What did you invest in?
Initially Bitcoin.
Okay.
And then I branched into some of the altcoins and then back into Bitcoin. So I use the altcoins to add to my Bitcoin, basically.
Yeah, that's smart. I know a lot of people do that.
One thing I wanted to ask you is, how important is the cost of mining Bitcoin? How does that affect the price?
I don't have a great answer. I really don't study mining too much. I've literally just been micro specialized on the price and like trend analysis, trading psychology. There's some correlation between like block rewards and mining difficulty and all that, but I've oriented my analysis, and it's not that there's not value in the question. It's a wonderful question. It's just I've found that the more I look for like correlations outside of the chart, the worse I do. Because it takes me, it's almost giving myself a pass to ignore something the price is doing and information from the price.
Yeah, because I just started drawing a correlation between the cost of mining and the all-time highs. So last time it was 3.5x the cost of mining that the all-time high hit.
Mm-hmm.
So cost of mining is going to go to like 40,000 at the next halvening. So I expect that the price of Bitcoin will go to like 3x the cost of mining. So maybe 120 grand.
I don't know about that. I just feel like, but yeah, it's worked in the past, but you've got evidence of longer term weakening trend on Bitcoin, right? Like if you look at the fact that and this goes with my thesis that we're headed more towards sideways maybe slightly up, then like, new all-time highs soon. And if you look at what happened most recently, we broke below the prior all-time high for the first time ever, right? We broke below the 20K
Right.
level. Like that
Yeah.
never happened
Never.
before.
Yeah.
And so like,
Never happened before.
we could see the next bull run stop at like 40, 42K and not, and then just kind of,
Yeah.
and then take another 6 months to find a bottom, I don't know, 25K, whatever. Like it's going to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to do a sideways tightening range. So I would just be careful with the
Yeah.
correlations, and things correlate till they don't. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Just,
Good. Well, I appreciate all you do. You have a lot of wisdom.
I try to share what I know, but look, I'm not always right. I'm giving it my best shot, and proud of what we've done. And I enjoy that I can just talk to people like you. And thanks for telling me a little bit about your story.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep up the good
Thank
work.
you, man. Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.
Cheers. Cheers.
All right, folks. It's Ask Me Anything. This will go on as long as there's people who want to talk. As you can see, you can kind of say anything, ask me anything. Hit that. Well, that's why it's called Ask Me Anything. Hit that button in the bottom left. I really don't like having to, beg people to talk, because I love talking to people. It's the begging I don't like so much. So what's up, Headlight?
Hey,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Okay. How's it going? Everything is okay here.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to you from Portugal, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a I'm pretty much a
Both
newbie.
ours.
Okay. I'm pretty much like a beginner when it comes to trading and technical analysis and whatnot. I've
Yep.
been researching the last couple of months. I did a little bit of paper trading.
Mm-hmm.
I work a 9 to 5, so I don't have like a whole lot of time to spend reading and looking at the charts. And I also think I'm not very good at it. Like I'm not very good at doing the analysis by myself. Like I never fully understand what's
You're a
the
beginner.
sentiment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's like, and I love that. Like nobody picks up a guitar and can immediately like play really well. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So, sorry, I interrupted you. I'll let you get to your
yeah,
question, and
yeah,
then I had a couple things I wanted to
yeah.
say.
Yeah. So that's the whole point of the question. Like I've been looking at trading bots. I've been like researching all the top platforms like
Uh
Three
huh.
Commas, IMX, Crypto Hopper, and to be honest with you, it all seems like a little like too good to be true type of
Yeah.
situation. You know what I mean? Like they promise you X amount of returns, they promise you a whole lot of things, and then there's like some people that say that it's all like a little bit of a scam and whatnot. But
Right. Mm-hmm.
if you do like a grid trading bot and you understand a little bit of like technical analysis, is it possible to generate profits and be consistently good at it without actually having to manually execute the trade every time yourself? That's
So
like my
here's
only question.
yeah, and so here's the thing: you'll never really get good. I mean, it's possible you could find like a service that has good traders or a good system, but here's the thing: is you're kind of relying on, you're relying on them to either be good or bad, and that's not a position you want to put yourself in. Is you want to try to take control. This is your hard-earned money. Like this is your 9 to 5. Um, there's a phrase: teach a man to, like teach a man, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, but teach a man to fish and you can feed him for a lifetime. And so
Yeah,
you want to learn how to do it yourself. So there's a
that's
bunch of
true.
stuff.
That's true.
I would say you really got to go. And I know it's like, oh, this guy's pumping his YouTube, but it's free. Like, go to my YouTube. There's like hundreds of hours of really good, clean technical analysis. I've studied it professionally. I've been trading for a long time. And I teach a blended style of classical charting, which is like Western TA and Eastern TA, Japanese candlesticks, with like heavy focus on
Okay.
risk management. And what I tell people is like, you need time to survive the learning curve. And to do that, you have to bet really small positions. You need to use a trading journal, write down why you're entering the trade, where the trade idea fails, how you're feeling, what you learned when it's over. And so, I mean, I understand the desire to want to use like bots or some service. And, I don't know, you'd have to get lucky. Like you're not really using skill. So it'd be better for you to develop it yourself over time with practice, proper risk management, understanding it's going to take time, like any skill that you're trying to develop. So really dive into my YouTube channel. I mean, just dive in there. I know there's so much great stuff for you. It's designed for newer traders. My whole motto is helping new traders avoid my old mistakes. That's it. So go to
Okay.
Ched's Trading on YouTube, man. It's perfect for you.
Okay, man. Will do. Thank you for replying.
Obrigado.
No problem, man.
Thank you, man. Talk to you.
Thank you.
All right, that's great. Why not? I mean, I get it. I hear it in the voice. Chica Frederick. Chica Frederick, it's your turn. Hit unmute, and we'll be happy to hear from you. Chica Frederick, I'll give you about a 5 count. If you can hit the unmute, Chica, we'll bring you into the conversation. If not, I will move on. I see you like raising the hand, doing the little emoji, but it's up to you. I can't unmute you. I can mute you, but just hit the button to unmute. 5, 4, 3. There you
Oh,
go.
so sorry. So sorry. My
Hi.
bad, my bad.
It's okay.
It was a mistake. Yeah, I didn't actually want to say anything. I didn't want to contribute. I just wanted to actually listen on what you were already saying because I actually grab and grasp what you're already saying. So I just wanted to understand. It was my kid bro that hit the mic button. So sorry.
Okay. So you just want to listen?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, brother.
yeah.
Keep
You're
listening.
welcome, sir.
Keep listening. All right. Sure. Why not? Right. Toby, you've been patient. You're up next, Toby.
Hey, yo, Chaz, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear just fine. Thank you.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm hanging, man. It's a nice day.
Okay, I have a question, and I struggle with this. Um, I started trading about a year and a half ago, and I blew up my account a few times, but nothing major. It's all money I made in the bull run,
Yeah.
and I struggle with patience, I guess, or if the PNL, not the PNL, if I mostly use low position size because I'm still learning.
Good. Good. Smart.
And what I don't like is when I'm in profit, I would think like if this was a major position, I would 100% take the profit here. But since
Yeah.
it's a small amount,
Yep.
I'm gonna just let it run. And then sometimes it comes back to my entry, stops me out, and I'm like, ugh. So I don't know
Yep.
if you got some advice for like that
I
type of
sure do.
person.
Yeah, it's a really common situation. First of all, so you're. It sounds like you're already aware that you're doing the wrong thing. Like that's a good first step. Is like even though it's small amounts, like you should take profit. Like you have to pay yourself for a good idea. Because if you don't, there's no incentive to like keep being patient and waiting for good opportunities. What I'd like to recommend people do is you want to orient your approach in such a way that gives you more flexibility than less, right? It's a general concept. So, like, why would you don't have to close out the whole position. Take partial profit, close a quarter, 20%, 25%, 33% of the position. And if you can't do that, then when you enter the position, enter multiple positions for the same trade. So then you can close one of them out near the top, or at least move your stop loss up into profit. Because you're never going to nail an exact move, and most moves will consolidate. Sometimes it's only the top third of the range after a breakout. Sometimes you go halfway back. Sometimes you do the full round trip. Peter Brandt popcorn trade, right? So you got to take profit along the way. You have to pay yourself for a good idea, and if you get lucky, you can then be free riding a smaller position size, right? 30%, 40% of your original position, and the rest is already in profit. And then you don't even have to worry about it. You never lose sleep over it. So take partial profits, break up your position, and take partial profits, and that will help you deal with that.
Okay, sounds good, man. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for stepping up today. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. Did you want to say something, Headlight? I see you back. Did you want to say something?
No, man. I was turning off the mic, but then I requested to speak. I'm just listening now.
All right, good. I appreciate you, man. Folks,
Okay.
we're going to continue this Twitter Spaces as long as I have people who want to talk. I'll do a quick reset. Big Chats on Twitter. enjoy all the work I do on YouTube. I hope you do enjoy all the work I do on YouTube, masterclass, tutorial playlist. A little bit what I was talking about, profit taking. If you go to the playlist for Trading Wisdom, lesson 9 is on profit taking. That's a third of my book. You can get that for free. The interview series, these Twitter spaces, they all get uploaded to YouTube. You got to dig into that stuff, especially the newer traders. I do have a couple advanced master classes as well, for kind of the folks who've been around the way. And I let you know that it's the 5-year anniversary for Bitcoin Live. That's why I'm so active this week. There's an unbelievable sale going on right now, where normally a quarterly membership's $297. You can get it for $27 for the first 3 months. That's ridiculous. So sale lasts another like 30 hours or so. So I'm just active all week, talking TA, talking Bitcoin Live, and just hanging out with you folks. This Twitter Spaces, we have 100 people listening, and nobody wants to speak. How about that, right? So the conversation will continue when you folks step up, and someone else wants to talk, and we can keep it going. There we go. We see who blinks first. You folks need to hit those request buttons to speak. There we go. Now we get people joining up. All right, Denise, you will be first. Denise, what's going on? And good, everyone's joining. Good, there we go. So Denise, you are up first.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, very good. I'm a beginner, like
Yo,
a
Nick,
lot of
hang
people.
on, brother. Nick, I'll get to you, brother. Go ahead, Denise.
Yes, I'm just curious. I know that your main topic is Bitcoin, but do you have any opinions on meme coins?
Yeah, I mean, so I generally think it's like it can be great, but most people are really not going to do well. And it's like when do you catch the ride? Most of them will have a really big pump, and then they'll never go over that initial move in the most part. And what I do is TA is trend analysis, and to do trend analysis, you need like a historical set of price data. So for like what I do and what I've studied and what I teach, it's not as effective. It's really not much effective at all on meme coins because they don't have a price history. And you can do it on lower time frames, but the lower time frame you go, the riskier it is, the less value you're getting from any signal. So those are basically, in my mind, it's kind of like a lottery ticket, is how I would think of meme coins.
Also, what are your thoughts like on the top 10, like Solana? And when do you think like the next bull will be happening?
It's hard to predict. It's a great question. It's hard to know when altcoins are really going to do the next run. And I actually, full disclosure, made a bad call. I thought we would have already had an alt season about a couple months ago, or a month or so ago, when I saw Bitcoin cooling off right around heading into 2830K. I incorrectly predicted an alt season. So it's one of those things where it's really hard to predict. But I will say there's no guarantee Sol does anything. And it's like, honestly, the newer stuff way outperforms the older coins when you have a new alt season. Which is why you're really disincentivized to buy stuff and to stack and to hold, especially downtrends.
Because there's so many new ones coming. Yeah.
Those are the ones that are going to do much better than the old stuff. It's just always how it goes. So,
and what coins are those? Yeah. You list those or?
Yeah, well, at Bitcoin Live, I talk about so I do it for Bitcoin Live twice a week, Wednesday and Sunday night. I do a full market report, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then I go over like 10 altcoins that I'm choosing to cover, and then I cover all the altcoin requests from the members. And what I do, like the altcoins I choose to cover, are the strongest altcoins, because I want them to be studying and focusing and watching what's called as relative strength. So the market will generally move somewhat together, but the point of a relative strength participant is, let's say the whole market drops. The stuff that was stronger before the drop is more likely to recover and perform better. So generally, that's what we target. And so yeah, that's kind of what I do. And also, I tweet stuff too. Full disclosure, I try to put out a lot of good content on Twitter. So not just Bitcoin Live, which is you have to pay for it. But my free stuff is all there too. YouTube, check that out. And
Okay,
there's a little
definitely.
something for everybody. Yeah.
All right, great. I hear the birds in the background, so I guess you're outside.
I am. I'm trying to get a little sun.
That's
I'm
good.
trying to get a little sun. Yeah. So like honestly, Bitcoin Live, there's a sale right now. It's $27 for 3 months, and
Okay.
it's me and like a whole team of analysts. You get everybody's content. And even with just that, you could go watch like 500 old videos from me and soak it up. But you'll hear from me tonight. I'm doing a Sunday report. I haven't missed one in 4 years.
Oh,
Even when I'm sick,
wow.
I'm on vacation, I'm traveling, I do a report. Yeah. Literally 4 years, I haven't missed a report.
Oh, wow.
So.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out. Thank you so much.
Thanks for stepping up. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Okay.
All right, let's go. Nick, we'll take you next, Nick, and then I'll get to you, Winter and Tim. Thanks, folks. Nick, what's going on, bud?
How's it, Cheds?
Hey.
It's been
How
a
you
while.
hanging? What's up?
No, good, man.
Good.
So, just some advice for a newbie. Thinking, when you go to your trading view and you're looking at all the different indicators, which 3 indicators would you say would be good to use for a newbie to keep things simple?
Yeah,
I know
definitely.
that's very
Couple things. First of all, less is more. A simpler approach is better. I'll give you those 3, but I will say, Nick, have you watched my masterclass videos yet on YouTube?
Not yet. I need to get into that.
I mean, literally, because I explain the indicators I use, the moving averages, the difference between a simple and an exponential. I talk about Bollinger Bands. I talk about oscillators. I talk about candlesticks, volume, classical charting structure. It's like you need that. If you're trading, like even if you're risking $1, you have to watch those videos first. So, but I will answer your question though. I would say Bollinger Bands would be what I would definitely start with. Okay, I would use the Bollinger Bands. I would use the 200 simple moving average because that's the trend in classical charting. So that will help you identify an uptrend. So if you're playing altcoins, you want to only play stuff that's above the 200 moving average, for example.
Okay.
And then I would use the 8 EMA. And you'll notice with the 8 EMA, after a breakout, the price will use the 8 EMA as support for a while, several touches, and after a breakdown, it will use it as resistance.
Okay, that's exponential moving average, yeah.
Yeah, but go watch my YouTube. You'll see go watch that masterclass. Sure. You'll see what I'm talking about.
For sure. Just a last thing. Stochastic RSI seems to be
don't use it.
Pretty helpful. Not.
No, it's a waste of time. It's a bounded oscillator. It has a fixed. It's even more unreliable than RSI. They're both bounded oscillators, which means there's a fixed limit. And the RSI will give you divergence so early. It'll just top off so early. Especially as a new trader, you do not want to be using those oscillators. You need to focus on price only. Every trade setup comes from the chart, the price versus support and resistance, not the RSI, not the MACD, not the Williams R, not the commodity channel index, not the chalk and money flow, any of that stuff. I don't even look at those. I sometimes look at the on-balance volume to confirm the trend. Sometimes. And you can see I have no problem analyzing the price. It's just price versus support with some moving averages and candlestick theory in relation to Bollinger Bands.
Okay, brilliant. Very helpful.
Check out Bitcoin Live. I'm telling you, it's an unbelievable sale. I think you'd gain a lot from it, even as a new trader. So check it out.
Thanks, Cheds. Thanks for your efforts, man. Really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Take care.
All right, Tim, thanks for being patient. Winter, I'll get to you next.
Cheds, this is a infomercial for Cheds and Bitcoin Live. I've been a junkie of these guys for a year. And no trading beforehand, successful in other industries. I've got 2 other trading groups that I'm involved with, but it had nothing to do with crypto. So anything I'm about to say is certainly plagiarizing. All my success is attributed to these guys, including Big Cheds. The biggest thing that helped me, Big Cheds, and for some of you guys that are new, gals that are new out there, is you just let that trade come to you. Wait for the fat pitch. wait for the A+ setup once you get your system. And I get that all from these guys. You just wait for it to come to you rather than forcing it. And psychology was the biggest piece for me to get this down. I'm sitting somewhere at 60+% at this point. A year later, I'm a little bit of an overzealous guy, so I'm all in. Semi-retired, so I can put a lot of time toward it. But love these guys. I'll tell you what, if anybody's thinking about joining Bitcoin Live, or any of the guys, individuals that are in Bitcoin Live and their alternative trading groups, it's so worth it. And I thank you, Cheds, for all your tutelage.
You're super kind, man. I appreciate that. I try to take it seriously. There's an oath. There's a responsibility. You know what I mean? So I try to really give it the best I've got. Not always right, but I think we have just a good body of work. And yeah, thank you for saying that. That's really nice. Thanks, man.
You got it.
All right. Look at that. That's my people, man. I'm telling you. Winter Mute.
Yeah, hey.
Nice to see you again.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. So it seems like we drifted a little bit lower here with this debt ceiling thing. Seems like we might be heading to a little bit of a valley here for a bit.
Are you talking about the price of Bitcoin in relation to the debt ceiling negotiations?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I mean, I hear it, but it's interesting the way you said it. It was more matter of fact than let me pose a potential theory. Because for me, it's I don't think so.
Yeah, but I mean, it just causes uncertainty. The debt ceiling thing.
There's always uncertainty, brother.
Well, yeah.
And it's I feel like we always look at what the price is doing, and then we go find a narrative that maybe most fits. And not to say you're doing this. This is just my riff on the general concept, but I always feel it's like the narrative comes after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a general,
it,
general atmosphere financially. The debt ceiling uncertainty, I think it just throws a little bit of caution into the wind.
So now I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you for fun. I'll say,
So you're like, you're saying you're just looking at the charts. You don't know anything about the debt ceiling. It's all.
I don't even care about it. It. Literally, the price is doing exactly what I thought it would do for months now. And you people have seen me on Twitter, YouTube, Bitcoin Live. I've just been walking it through step by step. The breakout, the lower high breaks. A ton of people calling top at 28. I said no, one more high and then reject. It made another high and rejected. Now I'm just watching to see, can we hold 25K?
Yeah.
It's there's nothing that needs a narrative to explain a trend consolidating, regrouping, oscillators resetting. Anything we're talking about, the market already knows, so it's priced in, right? And I personally just don't think it's the U.S. is not going to default. Too many people, rich people, have their money in the market. Too many of these folks running the world and squeezing us for every nickel. They're not going to let the market collapse. What are we talking about here? So there's always uncertainty and fear, and that's often a great opportunity to buy. I found, not saying that right now Bitcoin is or is not, but when I hear uncertainty and fear, I start to look for opportunity.
Yeah, no, I get that's exactly the way I think about it too. I'm just thinking maybe there's more uncertainty ahead, so maybe there's a better opportunity. We get some more debt ceiling crisis.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's funny. I feel like these things dull our senses a little bit. The more we focus on the news, or the more we focus. Not saying you are. Again, this is me just philosophizing, but I feel like the more we focus on the narrative, you can always find something scary. And it takes us away from just plain old trend analysis and what the price is doing. And sometimes it's doing nothing. And it's just consolidating sideways. I think back to the 180 days in 2021 during the summer, or even November, December this year. And so it's when the price is just really doing a good old fashioned consolidation, then we start to really look away from it. And it's easier to get caught up in the news and whatever else is going on. And then our senses are dulled. And we're not really letting the price lead us. We're letting kind of a story or a feeling or some BS on TV. And it's all this stuff, the news, for me, it's like professional wrestling. None of it's real to me. I don't know. I just that's just how I feel about it. Everything is like news stations, they just need to get viewers to sell advertising. And politicians, they only care about getting reelected. So where's the truth in that? Like, what is the like? What is it? You know? So I just not. It's not my jam, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. And then, it seems like a lot of people try to correlate, tech stocks, risk assets with Bitcoin, which doesn't seem to be following the story really well lately. So
tech's been crazy strong lately. It's outperforming a lot of stuff. So yeah, I mean Nasdaq looks really good to me. So tech is super
yeah,
strong. Even the SPX, S&P looks good to me. I think the market looks good.
oh yeah, the markets look excellent. I think so far.
Yeah.
But and then one last thing. I mean, I have like I get into the hardware wallet stuff, but there's a lot of consternation about Ledger recently, and this post they put out
kind of
that
scary.
they,
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
if they got a subpoena, they'd give away your key or something. It's like, what the?
Right? Not your keys, not your cheese. Right? I mean, man. I talked about this a lot this week. Whale, I'll get to you when it's your turn, sir.
Thank
you.
you.
Don't mind. Thank you, brother. So I've like trust, right? Like it's like when the trust is gone, you ain't got nothing. Like what has that done to your like your brand? And so part of the problem for retail is not only like convincing retail that they should have crypto allocation in their portfolio, but it's like convincing them that's even safe to hold it to begin with. You know what I mean? So where do they custody? I mean, we not only have to get retail on board, but now we have to figure out this custody stuff. So it's just a big old mess, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all I had to say today. So thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you, man. I'll get you a second, Whale. I'm just going to go in order, and we can talk about whatever you want when we get there. But it's going to be time for Abe Frothman, or Froman. Abe, you are up. Join the conversation. You're a listener now. Okay, Whale. Abe's come back.
Yes, sir.
Whale,
Yes, sir.
go ahead, Whale. Abe, I'll get you next. What's up, Whale? How you doing, bud?
Yeah. How are you doing? You fine?
Good, man. Good.
I just hop in. I don't know exactly what you guys talking about, but you can hear me, right?
Yeah. Abe, hold on 1 second, brother. I'll get you next. Go ahead, Whale.
So I don't know how people like kind of surprised about the Ledger story.
You don't know why
Because
people are surprised, you're saying?
yeah, I don't know why people are surprised. Do you think even MetaMask won't do the same for you? You see,
I
this is the
mean,
kind of stuff we don't know. This kind of stuff we
Yeah.
don't know. We trust company and stuff. But
Right.
don't forget, they're multi-million-dollar companies, and they have a lot of connection with each other. Sometimes they act like Samsung and Apple, right? They're not competition with each other, because if there really was a natural competition, they would destroy each other. But they don't destroy each other, like
It's not
Xbox
a
and
natural
PlayStation.
market. It's not a natural
It's just like,
marketplace, right?
it is not a natural marketplace. And sometimes they ask you to go. Right now, I see people running to Trezor. You sure Trezor is not doing the same or doing more worse, maybe more advanced, like kind of saving your information, more advanced than Ledger itself? And why the Ledger letting it out right now? That means something. There is a plan behind it to scare people. I don't know what to do exactly, but I would just trust none of them. If a system you didn't
that's a
build it
lot of
yourself is like.
I think there's a lot of value in a lot of truth in what you're saying. It's how do we know who to trust and what to trust?
Yeah, and that's the problem. People will say, well, I think they're just let's we go to this company or the other company or the other company. They're like acting. When you go, for example, the most top sellers, when you go to, for example, to buy some clothes, right? In some places, I promise you, in that street, there is 10 shops or something is belong to one guy. This is how the rich people do. They buy all
I
the
know what
street
you
for
mean. Yep.
themselves. So it doesn't matter where you go, you steal the money in his pocket. It's going to come to his pocket.
Yeah.
So I truly believe we're not safe from it. And I don't know exactly what they're going to do because they're trying to shake people out, I tell you, from Bitcoin. They're going to do some, I don't know, some hacking, maybe someday they're going to say that someone hacked the database of Trezor, right? Of Trezor, yeah, and all the fucking seed fades are outside. People gonna fucking go, gonna start panicking, sell that shit. And maybe that's a panic selling gonna lead to the great, because I believe Bitcoin gonna really, there is a point where they're gonna dip it to a point when people gonna be scared for real, because this kind of dip you see today or something, I don't think this is normal people dip. This is not government dip.
All right. Yeah, I think I agree with a lot of what you say. I think it's you're capturing a lot of the like consumer mentality and what we have to go through and how the market is not necessarily efficient right now. And I'll be following it just like you, man. And I hope it works out for regular retail.
Yeah, I hope so. But it's just like a kind of we never learn from the lessons. I mean, we all agree that the big corporation and stuff is not to be trusted. But because of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is something. Bitcoin itself as a blockchain is something else than the retailers that they use in, like, for example, car. Give me your seed phase. I'm a trustable wallet. Trust. Oh, I mean, it's all of the same. I feel. I'm really sure the MetaMask or Trust Wallet, when you log in for the first time, I'm 100% sure they even save your IP address. So maybe one day they need it for something.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
You don't believe it?
I think hopefully that this all gets sorted out. I don't know the answers, but I don't know, man. I hope it just keeps on rolling. That's all I gotta say. All right, brother.
All right.
Ciao,
Anyway,
brother.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, appreciate you. All right, thank you for being so patient, Abe. Now that we've got the audio all figured out, what would you like to say?
Hey, Cheds, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Thank you. How's it going?
Good, man. First of all, do you know the Abe Froman reference that I'm alluding to here?
And I don't know. I know we've talked before,
No,
and
we have
I feel
not
like you
actually.
probably are.
We have not actually.
Really?
I follow you.
Abe.
We've interacted on Twitter, but never on one of these. But it's from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's the sausage king of Chicago.
Abe Froman. Yeah, I knew it was something. I was trying to. I couldn't place it.
You're right. Most people can't. Real quick before I get into my question, did I also hear you say you were hanging out in New
Right.
England?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I lived in Vermont for a long time, and I'm actually getting married in September in Stowe.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Yep.
It's beautiful. I love the outdoors, and it's
Oh,
beautiful up here. I mean, you get all four seasons
man.
too, for sure. That's kind of the thing. You get,
Right? Yeah, you do. We love the fall, so we're doing a late September wedding up there. Um,
Oh,
and
congratulations.
Thanks, Cheds. And, on the note of what you were talking about, paying yourself out when you've made a good decision or a series of good decisions, I did
Yeah.
really well with that advice in January. I had by far the best month I've ever had trading. It was easy to be long,
Wow.
obviously, and I ended up booking a pretty incredible honeymoon with all our profits. And so we're going to be going to St.
Oh, I
Lucia
love it. I love it.
right, man. So that felt good.
Hell yeah.
I've blown up smaller chunks of accounts in the past where I've made aggressive,
Yeah.
stupid decisions, and that's definitely part of my personality, and part of something I need to dial back is my risk taking. It's part of who I am. I'm a mountain biker. I'm a big time skier, so I do inherently
Yep.
like to take risk, and I definitely do it.
But you wear a helmet. Right?
Valid point.
I mean,
So
there's that, right?
there is that.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to a couple things I wanted to talk about. First of all, as far as support and resistance, you tend to prefer, horizontal versus diagonals, correct?
Yeah. Classical charting principles. Absolutely. I mean,
Yep.
so a trend, like you think about a trend line, there's no line. There's only a trend.
Right.
Right? There's no actual line. It doesn't exist, but the trend exists. And that's the purpose of the line, is to generally illustrate the price trend. So there's a little filter around the line, which is why you don't want to, there's a concept in classical charting called a throwback or a bullish retest. And, on a diagonal line, here you go. On a diagonal line, here you go. Sorry, I was helping. On a diagonal line, you can retest it like all the way down, right? Which is why you ideally wait for a break of lower high structure, right? Where the price rejected last time, but it didn't reject this time. That suggests that like momentum is switching around. So very much horizontals over diagonals.
Yeah, okay, cool. And that's something I've been trying to apply lately. I see too many people, drawing silly patterns and whatnot, and I've definitely started
patterns don't matter. It's not about a pattern. It's about how
right.
you trade it, and that's based on a trigger level, and that's based on horizontals. So you're back to horizontals. And the whole point of if someone draws a pattern, does it have a well-defined level that you can use to define your risk? You put your helmet on, right?
Yeah, right.
Every idea has to be defined where it fails. Otherwise, you'll never survive.
Yep. So as far as your moving averages, so obviously the EMA 8 is super important. The 200 and the 50 MAs are something else I use, and then I think I learned this from you if I'm correct, but the EMA 34.
Absolutely. Secondary uptrend support, secondary downtrend resistance.
Okay, and what are you calling your primary?
EMA 8.
Cool. That's what I thought. Awesome. And then you're
You've
saying you
watched
don't really.
it sounds like. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, it sounds like you've watched my masterclass video, but I want to make sure you have. There's 3 of them, the beginner masterclasses, where I explain moving averages and volume and candlesticks and chart construction and all that good stuff on YouTube.
I have watched those, and then I've also watched the series that you put out that kind of correlates with your book that you wrote.
Very good. You should listen. The spaces are really good too. There's this is number 40. They all get uploaded, so you might want to listen to the other spaces. But also definitely consider Bitcoin Live. We have our sale right now, a 5-year anniversary sale, and it's a really good deal.
Nice. I will definitely look
So
at it.
Yeah, check it out. I put it. My Wednesday report is free. The report I did Wednesday is free, so anybody can go watch it. Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
I'll definitely check it out. But I was going to ask, as far as where you're trying to define your profits, or even stuff, do you use Fibonacci at all?
I don't, but I kind of eyeball it too. A Fibonacci for me I would use that more so. Where am I going to buy the dip in the uptrend? But when I'm looking to take profit, it's based on overhead resistance. It's based on where the Bollinger Bands are. It's based on the candle body the momentum as expressed by the candle body progression, and resistance overhead, that type of thing. So I'm not using a fib to do that. But a lot of what I do too, I have so much muscle memory, especially in the Bitcoin chart, is I eyeball it. Like I just see it, I get a sense of it. That's why you got to develop muscle memory too, All right, Abe, we're losing you here, brother. Go ahead.
I'm in the website now, so I'm gonna lose some service here. I'm on my way to Montana actually, so I'm kind of out there right now.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad we got to talk to you today, and again, congratulations on the wedding. All right, peace out, brother. All right, Red on the day. I love it. Yeah, Red on the day. We talked before.
Yeah,
Right?
we chatted a couple of days ago. Nice to talk to you again, Chad.
Yeah, hanging.
So here's my question. I know you've talked about preferring to trade crypto because it's just pure price action. If there wasn't
preferring it versus, or what do you mean, or what was the context?
So my question is, I've seen you give some commentary on equities before, but if there was no cryptocurrency, then what would it be that you traded?
I would primarily what I trade other than that, it would be a split between like Forex and mostly equities, like taking just like weekly and monthly options calls and sometimes puts on equities.
Got it. And why? So why would Forex be your second choice against cryptocurrency?
It runs a lot of the time, and I've studied some of the charts, so I'm starting to build up a muscle memory, and I'm comfortable with it. And it's something, you know what I mean? It's like I'm trying to be simple where I can be simple, and play markets that I like playing, and again, like I've been building up a muscle memory, and it trades a lot too. So, and it works. It works really good. TA works really good in that market. So,
Got it.
really well in that market. Not really good. It works well in that market.
Got it. So I guess that's a good spot for someone if you've been watching, Bitcoin and all the all the other cryptocurrency throughout the years.
There's so many things to trade. There's so many. It's crazy. There's like, even just trading equities, there's a million ways to trade them. Crypto, spot, futures. There's just so many. That's what I love about this space. And there's just so many. There's any space in trading. There's so many different vehicles for people to trade. I just recommend people don't bounce around. Like, you got to stick with something and get good with it, right? You got to build up muscle memory. You have to build up confidence. And so that's a challenge. It's like one of those things where you go to a restaurant and the menu's too big, and so like you don't want to buy anything because you might miss out on what you could have had, and it's overwhelming and it's confusing. So, I'd say pick something and get really good at it rather than bouncing around too.
Got it. All right. Well, I appreciate the commentary and the insights there. Hope you have a great Sunday.
Thanks, man. You too. Appreciate it. We'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. We got the next question though from Manikanta Volva Vakayala. How did I do on your name? Manikanta Volava Kayala. Are you there, my friend? I always try to pronounce the names. Names are fun. People are fun. All right. I'll give you a few more moments to speak. If not, we'll move on, folks. I will wrap it up pretty soon. Unless anybody else wants to join the conversation. Bitcoin Ask Me Anything. Check out my YouTube. Go watch the masterclass playlist. Watch all the stuff. YouTube's awesome. Check out the free version of my book as well, Trading Wisdom. It's the Bitcoin Live 5-year anniversary sale ending tomorrow night. You do not want to miss it. Looks like we're going to get you in there, Daniel. Looks like you're going to sneak in here at the end, buddy. What's going on? Daniel, my brother, are you there, man? Hi. Good. How about you?
Yeah, very well. I'm blessed. Feels good to talk to you and hear from you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is it here. This is what I want to talk about. I've been trading now for about a year thereabout, or plus, maybe a year plus. So yeah, so far it's been going well. It's been blown a couple accounts and here and there, but recently, yeah, I've been sort of doing well, like doing good. I've tried to keep my wins more and losses a lot less. So there's this thing I try to do, yeah, each time there's this thing I try to do each time I get a trade to um to enter. Yeah, I stop using stop loss because I hate when when the price goes to my when it stops me out at whichever stop loss, whichever price I put, whichever price I set. So I stopped using stop loss, and it's been working. It's been working recently, yeah. But okay, yeah. One more thing, instead of
instead of what? Are you still there, brother? I can hear you, Daniel. Can you hear me? All right. We'll wrap it up in that one. So I'll try to add value. I'll try to take that question. Hopefully he can hear me. If not, he can go back and listen. You're gonna get stopped out, right? And so that's good, because it's not like it's good, but it means that you still have funds for the next opportunity, right? Every time you enter a trade, you need to know where the trade idea fails, and you need to stick to it. And for example, right? I've talked about it a lot. I got long at 18.5, and I Before that, though, like a couple weeks before that, I tried to go long again around 18K and I got stopped out. And I said, okay, I got stopped out, and it dropped back down to like 16.5. And then it punched through again, and I went long again. So you can get stopped out a couple times and then still execute a trade if the price revalidates your trade idea. So you need to stick to your stop loss, especially new traders. You have to. Like when the trade goes against you, it's probably going to continue going against you. Trends will tend to continue. I've lost most of my money, and the biggest losses have been me adding to losers, and then just it going pretty much away, all the way down to nearly zero. Trends will continue. Losers average losers. You don't want to keep averaging your losers. That's so important that people use a stop loss and stick to it. So that's what I would say. I'm Big Cheds on Twitter. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's on Sunday. Please check out all the free stuff I got for you on YouTube. I don't like having to sell Bitcoin Live this much because it's unbelievable. I really do think it's the best team in the world, and super proud of what we do. So, but it's the sale, and I told myself this week I'm going to do it. So we still have 30 hours left. Maybe the sale's over. Get that quarterly membership, $27 for the first 3 months. You can cancel before it renews, but I think you'd be crazy too. Watch all my free stuff on YouTube, and then check out the public blog for Bitcoin Live. I had them, quote unquote, declassify my Wednesday member report, so you can see what I do twice a week. I do a full market report. It's been over 4 years since I've missed a report. So I'm dedicated to Bitcoin Live. I'm proud of it, and I think you should check it out. If not, whatever, it's all good, and I still am just happy you're here and part of the space. So I'll do Bitcoin Live tonight, and then tomorrow I will do the final spaces in this series, and I will live stream on YouTube again tomorrow. I've live streamed 4 times this week. Go check it out on YouTube. Go check it out, folks. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Big Ched's out. And Big Ched's back. That was the replay, episode 49. Do I have that wrong? That doesn't seem right. Oh, I have 40. It's 40. I have the wrong. I wrote down the wrong episode. I haven't even recorded 49 yet. I think we're up to 42 or 43. I love these. So anyway, folks, I'm just housekeeping, getting caught up here on these spaces. I will talk to you soon. Big Ched's out.